We end the programme tonight with the story of Rena Quint. She is 84 and one of those who survived the Holocaust, the only member of her family to do so. She lives in Jerusalem. She's been talking to us ahead of the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz-Birkenau, the Nazi death camp in southern Poland. Dozens of world leaders are expected to gather in Israel tomorrow for a major ceremony, but it's being held amid deepening concern that anti-Semitism is once again on the rise. Our international correspondent, Orla Guerin, has the story.
I was very lucky, extremely lucky, to have a husband who expressed his love, and he wrote me notes. Every single day I got a note.
In this Jerusalem apartment, a love story lasted a lifetime.
My most precious darling, I thank God for prompting you to say yes when I proposed to you over 100 times.
Rena Quint had 60 years and 4 children with her late husband, Emmanuel.
This is our family.
She is now a proud great-grandmother, a rich life forged from unimaginable horror.
And I was lying on a pile of bodies, some dead, some alive. The British came in and they made these huge mass graves to bury 10,000.
I passed through the barrier.
That was April 1945 in Bergen-Belsen. Rena lived to see the liberation, but her entire family perished in the Holocaust. Alone, aged 9, she was brought to the United States, a new home and a new life. But 75 years on, Rena says anti-Semitism is coming back, and the lessons of the past must be heeded.
We have to remember the hatred that people can learn. Germany was a civilized, cultured, educated group of people. How could they have committed such horrific, terrible crimes? We have to remember that.
And do you feel like it's even more important for you now to keep telling your story?
I do. You ask somebody about what Auschwitz, who was he? How could that be possible that people don't know what Auschwitz was? But they don't.
So Rena takes us to Yad Vashem, Israel's touchstone of remembrance, honouring 6 million Jews annihilated by the Nazis.
These were people. Each one had a separate personality, each one had a name, each one had a life, and their life was snuffed out. And the only thing that's left here are shoes.
Rena spent years guiding tour groups here. Bearing witness brings anguish, but she wants to speak for those who cannot.
These are the bodies, one mangled with the other. Here are bodies of people who were once alive. I was one of those people. How did I possibly get out? How did I possibly survive Bergen-Belsen?
But when the last of the survivors are gone, who will be the guardians of memory? Do you worry, Rena, that when people like you are no longer here, that the world will not remember or will not believe?
I do worry. The world won't remember. They don't remember the Armenian genocide. They don't remember what happened yesterday in Syria and Afghanistan. They don't remember all the people who are sitting in poverty. Even if I was there, I don't believe it. So how much more people who weren't there, how could they believe it?
In Yad Vashem's Hall of Names, images of the dead. Young soldiers troop in to share the binding tragedy of the Jewish people. The State of Israel is now a regional power. For decades it has occupied Palestinian territories. But some here will always see their nation through the prism of persecution and survival. Orla Guerin, BBC News, Yad Vashem.
Story of Rena Quint, survivor of the Holocaust, ahead of the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. From all of us here on BBC News at 10, good night.